Hello, everyone. Welcome to Monk Chats Live. And today, live once again, we are going to have a Monk Chats Live. So now, waiting people are coming in. Nah. So first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Somboon, and today I am uh, with two Venerables. I we have invited uh, two Venerable to join our discussion today. So today I am with Venerable Thiri and Venerable Bounma Buddhanoy once again. So we usually have a live together normally every Saturday evening in Thailand, but because yesterday uh, uh, we was busy, so that's why we just postpone and have live today instead. Uh-huh. So welcome everyone and to have join us and have a discussion. Mhm. Hello, Venerable Samasiri and Bunma. They say
Namaste,
hi.
all, and good evening to both of you.
Good evening.
So we just we have time and we just slowly go and go to the topic that we have posted on our Facebook page, that today we're going to talking about something. The topic is a very common topic, what like um, social media and people nowadays uh, are very pay attention on this issue or this problem. And actually, so when we talk about speaking or speech or words that we use, and actually in communication, in order to understand one another, language is very important. The way that we speak and the language, and different language have different how to say uh, their own, how to say, the characteristic and way of communication. Different culture have different way of communication. So that is the important how language um, uh, is one of a very important part of our life. You know? So today discussion is going to be about the hate speech, or the speech that improper speech that sometimes is meets, how to say, abuse of the language. And actually the language that we use now today, the purpose of the language is in order to communicate, to understand one another, because we human being, we live in we humans uh, we humans are the we call social animals. One of the philosophers said, so we that's why we live in as a community, as a group. So that's why communication is very important to understand one another. So maybe for animal, maybe they have a certain way of communication, and we human being mostly we use the word sound in order to communicate to one another. And much of the time, the problem that we have face in our life, sometimes we use our words in the wrong way, and it's caused many misunderstanding, and it's caused many problems. The consequences of like improper use of the speaking. Some even destroy relationship. It's destroy trust. It's destroy honesty, and even it can even destroy one own life. So that's why words are very powerful. uh, and so that's why, especially in Buddhism, is also is one of the Buddha said at the speaking as one of the noble eightfold paths about the right speech. So that's why that how important speaking is. Because speaking it's is showing is a way to express our idea, what you think and what you a mind is through speaking. So that's why today we're going to discuss about the speaking or the topic about how to deal with hate speech. Especially now today, we're not only speaking in person, but sometimes we use into social media. Maybe you have heard about the cyber bullies, those kind of thing, bullying each other and throw many hate speech, and that is not only affect only the listener. It can hurt someone without. It is said that hate speech is like a knife. It's very sharp. It's hurt someone without wound. you know so that's why today we're going to how can we um, develop our speed and how to avoid or be careful more on our speeds, and in order to avoid like hurting one another, and how to improve a better relationship by um, talking on or discuss on the speak or on the hate speech today topic. Okay, so now I think more people are coming in. First of all, maybe we can start with the definition of hate speech, or maybe that of the hate speech, that what it's the problem hate speech. Maybe start from the Venerable Dhamma Thiri. So what do you think about the meaning of hate speech? So maybe we can start with the meaning. Do you like have more explanation on this one? Oh, please.
Namaste, all venerables and listening venerables, and uh, welcome to everyone this evening who are watching us. So this topic is very important topic. So nowadays, many probleming, as Somboon mentioned in online, the cyber bully with communication, talking different ways, using their different intention, which is not good intention, which is the bad intention. So this is called the bully,
Mm,
bad intention. Um, many people are using uh, internet with mobile phones, many different devices. So different way, different people connected with each other. That so some people may like their um, uh, visualization or comment or
mm,
discussion. Some people may not like. So who will not like? They will talk something different way. So he's like this. He's like something. It's give the opinion, but the opinion may hurt someone, hurt uh, hurt the moderator who are giving on visualization.
mm,
So let me tell about the meaning of um, hate speech or bad speech. And hate speech, which is actually hurt someone, that people when you speak someone you don't someone and that speech people feel not comfortable, people not feel satisfaction. So this is I understand that that speech is the hate speech, hard speech, or in Buddhist people mostly say false speech.
mm,
So these are the speech which is people feel not satisfied, feel not comfort in their mind. So this is the hate speech. Hate speech actually not only by speaking, not only by talking, or not only by utterances. And human only the can do different ways, but in the animals they only have the one way, like giving the sound, using their sound. But human, Buddha separated three ways to using this kind of speech. Like you can use by your your action, your bodily. Bodily. Many people, most of young generation, you can see the using by bodily speech. So just showing their body, what body is, what kind of work do they understand. Most of the modern generation they understand very well, and you can use verbally. So this the verbally also using the bad way, and also there is using the in mind in your mind without talking. You can use you can use only your eyes also, but
mm,
eyes can be can be action by your body, but the mindly is without looking, but you are using your mind to creating something bad intention. So I say that intention. So this is the most important thing, that when we talk, when we do action, when we think, if you use in bad intention, so these all are going to in the bad way. So to creating you the bad side, which is make yourself, make others, and make the communication to harm everyone's, not only others, even though yourself too. So thank you. This is my understanding.
mm. Okay, thank you very much, Venerable Samasari, for give us a explanation on the meaning of hate speech. And Tan Venerable Bunma, would you like to add something on the meaning of the hate speech and according to your understanding? And or maybe you can share with us your experience. Have you ever experienced of like people like throwing shots of hate speech or those kind of thing in your life?
So thank you. Actually, both of you have already talked about them.
Mm-hmm,
Like
mm-hmm,
basically from two ways, verbal and can be by physical. So
mm,
verbal, we are throwing our words, bad
mm,
words to other people, and other people throwing it to us. And by physical is that we are writing and
mm,
typing on social media. So
mm,
typing anything that can make people misunderstand and make people fight. So those are called hate
mm,
speech
mm, mm,
and uh, bad action from verbal. So it could be finished by speaking or written down, writing down on any paper or on social media. So both of them are similar. But
mm,
I have faced a lot of, I mean, many times. But
mm,
sometimes I just ignore, and sometimes I just think about that and consider about this. And here comes my question to both of you.
mm,
If I face any speeches like those, what should I do, and should I ignore, or what should I do? with those speeches.
Okay, this is a concern with our topic today, and actually how to
Mhm.
deal with the hate speech. So hate speech, and actually is not only, there's many, how to say, psychological behind for those people who like throw the hate speech, and actually, and it's the consequences, it's the how's it, the effects. No? And it's like a virus, hate speech. When we are in, especially when we are in the social media, sometimes we also absorb this kind of hate speech without realizing that we absorb, and it most of the time people don't realizing it and transfer like that hate speech from one to another person. So that's why the problem is it's maybe it's from individuals and in widen um, uh, to the society, like especially the social media. So that's why I think in order to learn and understand the roots of the hate speech and how it's uh, come from, and actually there's many different factors of this case. And when we go and study deeply about like why people throwing how to say hate speech or cyberbullies to one another, it's because maybe sometime because what we have in the experience, especially mostly um, our past experience when we were young or when we were a children, we was like treat in the way, so when we grow up, so that's kind of be called habits still there, especially like when um someone who may bully someone, maybe that person used to be done like that when he was younger, and when he grew up, in order to express that kind of feeling, so that is we call, it's like an effect continuously to one to another one. So that's why in order to deal with this kind of so-called of hate speech, it's not easy to like uh, how to say, deal with the problem. And actually, first of all, we have to understand its roots, yeah. Especially in our life, we have speaking sometime like many we have in a relationship with the people, especially in the family. In the family, we have a father, mother, and many people are involved, and sometimes we just like uh, uh, how to say, have a hate speech. Hate speech here is not only about it's also concerned with the violent speech, and hurting speech or false speech and those kind of we call unhealthy speaking. There's the roots. Yeah? So that's why here, in order to cut this root, and actually we have to understand the we call how to deal with the mindsets, at the beginning. It's all like Venerable Tamasari explained about the intention is very important. So people make hate speech in order to like make two people to misunderstand to one another, or when to like say something that it hurts to hurt them, or the speed that trying to make people disharmonious. This kind of thing considered as hate speech. Yeah. So I think when we talk about the hate speech, and the very important thing, I think is concerned with the um, our it's concerned with our habits and what we used to. Yeah. especially mentality. So we have to deal with our own perception or thinking on this path. First of all, I think a patient is very important to deal with the hate speech. Yeah. At least we are not going to transfer or continue, yeah, to stop this circle. I think if we transfer to another one, this circle is going to keep running. Yeah. So in order to, I think, deal with hate speech, I think we have to deal when we absorb, or maybe when some people like throw that hate speech to us. I think we have to be very. Is it quite a lot of quality in ourselves? For example, courage. Courage not to like continue this kind of violence, to other people. I think one of the important thing is patience is one of the key important um, how to say quality that it can help to deal with the hate speech initially. Mhm. Is there any idea, Venerable Tamasri, on this point? I think it's not only patient. There's a lot of things that I think can heal to deal with the hate speech. Any other ideas on this point?
Yeah. Uh, Thank you, Somboon. That you said passion is also important part to understand, to realize the hatred, how to coming and how is affecting your body, affecting in your mind. Um,
Mm,
I I also wants to add something about the teaching, the practicing. uh,
mm,
for the Buddhist people and Westerner people, Western
mhm,
or France. So Buddhist people mostly they have the precept practice, right?
mhm,
They have practice. Minimum is 5 precepts. In the 5 precept, the number 4, we always abstain. We say that musa
mm,
wada vedamani sikha padang samadhiyami. That means
mhm, mm,
abstaining, abstaining from false speech or lying. So abstaining lying means not only abstain from the lie. So this also means the false speech. False speech,
mm,
we have already said that false speech is hate speech, bad speech, which is not beneficial for other, for you,
mm,
and in
mm,
communication. And this is the harmful also, others, you, and communication. So this false speech, you have to understand uh, what kind of false speech is this. So when
mm,
we practice, when we take the sila, from abstaining from false speech. So how many false speech and what kind of false speech we don't know. So in this case, you have to understand, if you go to the temple and as a Buddhist people, you should ask to the monk if you don't understand. If you try to deal with, if you try to avoid this practice correctly, if you really want to practice, so you should ask. So there is no any uh, any problem that you asking question. This is the best way to understand that what question in your mind happening. So you should ask. You should clear your um, clear your some blind blind understanding. You should clear. So for the Westerners, they don't know about the sila precepts. So in case that Prasumon explained about the passion is important for them, and not for only the Buddhist people also. Buddhist people also need patience, but first I think need understanding. So without understanding, passion will not come out. When you have understanding, so passion will be come out. So the understanding is when uh, someone said to you that false speech, you are so bad boy, so that you feel hurt, but don't be hurt quickly. Don't be hurt quickly. Listen and observe. Observing is like this speech is make me angry. Okay, so make me angry. What kind of angry coming to me? Maybe it's angry coming different, different thinking. It's make anger. So as also you explain about the root of something that make um, make anger, make delusion the mind. So for the Westerner, patient will be second. So patient will be second. Try to think of it and just observe, observe of your mind. So observing mind also it's important that mind is angry, like coming angry. So bad word directly it's make angry. Some we also have different way directly and indirectly. So people have intelligent mind. Okay, uh, some people say that, oh, you are so smart, but he is not smart. He say indirectly. So who is not smart? He already understand that he said indirectly, but he felt uncomfortable. This is not. It's true. He said false. So in this case, uh, there is need to understand who hear this one. Need to understand that this is if I going to be angry, it's harm for me, not for others. So for observing this by himself, so this is also important to observe by himself. Um, Another three things I like to say that the three things, the root words in the Buddhism, most in teaching, Buddha always give everywhere say the root word, loba, dosa, moha. The three words is coming from the every words. So these three things also working there. So the loba is called the greed. You want something, okay? You want something um, greedy, and moha. Okay, sorry. Loba is greedy. Dosa, it's angry mind, anger, and the moha is delusion mind. So this three thing mind, it's is the uh, root of the unwholesome things. So when you speak, why you speak? Speaking something it's uh, something something you want, or something it's you want to do, or something you want to get from there. Um, as an example, um, when you want to speak in the cyber, wants to comment someone, you wants to comment someone. So why you wants to comment someone? This is the question. So you wants your comments intention someone. You want the intention from the someone, okay, and you want to make someone stupid, that you feel that I'm very smarter than him. So this is expectation.
mm,
So this kind of also um, um, the roots of the greediness. The three roots it's working there, which is a lopa dosa mo in Pali words. In English,
mm,
that greediness and angerness. Anger also coming with that you want to separate someone. He is bad. He is bad. That your friend is good, but you want to separate your friends to other, and you say that
mm,
he's a bad boy. He's doing not good. His communication is
mm,
not good. So you want
mm,
expectation from other, and you make other to separate. So this is the root of greediness and delusion, also working with that. Delusion with you have no clear mind. What are you doing? So we also need intention, the good intention. So
mm,
intention everywhere is very important. Every part of what are you going to do, talking, walking, speaking, thinking. So intention everywhere is there. Yeah,
mm.
this is
It's very interesting about intention. You mean like speaking is concerned with um the mind, the quality of the mind, and what we intend to do, good intention or bad intention. You know, so I heard about this case, and actually there is a scientist, a Japanese scientist actually. Um, I don't really remember his name, and actually, but he's Japanese scientist. He did a experiments about how our speed affects the quality of the water. And these these scientists, a Japanese scientist, he brought how to say the two bottle of water, and one bottle of water like he filled with like the same quality water, and um um one just like keep saying good word to that water, like I love you, you are beautiful, you are nice, you are beautiful word, good word to one water, and another one like say throw let's say that or bad negative word. For example, you're disgust me, you're disgusting, I hate you, whatever negative word, to the water, to bottle water, and later they in their experiment they use a microscope to see the molecule, the molecule is like the small units of that of the water, and they found that in the water that with the good word or positive word, the molecule shape, its shape is very beautiful, the crystal of the water look very neatly and very organized. On the other hand, then another bottle of water, which is with the hate speech or negative words, um, the outcome of the experiment showing that the quality, the molecule, uh, the shape cannot identify because that is very chaotic shape. So that's why that is how it affects even the words, with the intention. Maybe not really the intention, but that is how it really affects. And 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 in the conclusion or summary of the water in this experiment showing that human our body, our body contain like maybe around 70% of water, you know, and whatever we think, whatever we think, and actually the owner who have that kind of negative intention is already affect the owner before it's like uh explode through the other people. So this is we call um we're not sharing only like is not how to say burning ourselves, but that kind of hatred also spread to other people through our speech. Yeah. So this is very important, and how is related to in Buddhist tradition about the holy water, like when monk chants and saying that like when the holy water is like a sacred water or something, when like anyone who get this kind of holy water, they're going to be protected, they're going to be safe, or whatever. I think that is in this way, I think it quite makes sense why we should say a good word in chanting, and how to make the process of making the holy water. Monk will chant, saying through chanting. I think chanting also is certain kind of we call vibration. In the scientific way, explanation maybe it's a vibration that go through the water molecule, and that change and shape and that is how affect from mentality to the physical. Yeah. And I think that is very interesting when you talk about like intention, and how that speed really affects to our life. Yeah.
So thank you so much for your answers. So as I could catch. So Prasamboon said we need some passion, and
Mm.
Dhammasiri said we need some observation. So basically, um, we need an awareness which
Mhm.
will bring us to be able to observe and contemplate the words that people are saying to us. And then we need patience to be
Mhm.
angry or not to be angry. So if we don't have
Mm.
enough patience, we cannot deal with the speech that people say to us. And if we have enough awareness, we have enough patience, and then if we have enough wisdom, so those words will not hurt us much. So this is the conclusion as I have observed. And to anyone, including me, myself. So when you are saying anything to other people that you may love or you may like or don't like,
Mhm.
sometimes you just say because you think it's okay to say that. But other people,
Mm.
they
Mm.
don't think
Mm.
like that, okay?
Mm.
And sometimes in your intention, you just like, oh, we are friends. It's okay to say that. But sometimes your friends don't feel that way, okay? So it's a bit different and complicated.
Mm. Mm.
And
Exactly.
then saying anything that you think it makes you feel happy or a bit like I'm happy to say this. I feel this right when I say bad words to this person because he acts like he observes this bad word. But
Mm.
actually, even if he acts in that way, you should not do that too because this b- bad results will come back to you. So there are two effects that will come to you. So,
Mm.
first is internal. It's the bad effects that comes into your mind, and second result is uh, external. Okay, to anyone that they heard what you said to them or who are listening to your bad words, they will hate you. So if they hate you, you get more enemies. And the internal effect is that if you realize that you have said some bad words to anyone, and then you just feel like you feel guilty and you feel sad, like,
Mm.
oh,
Mm.
I did not mean that, but I said that. I I just said that because I felt angry at that time, at that moment. But now I feel like I should not do that. And then you are, whenever you think about this and it hurts you, it makes you realize about that again and again, even though anyone or people that you said that to them, they didn't care. They don't care about what you said, but you are harming
mm,
yourself.
mm.
So we better to avoid using bad words to ourselves and our friends or people around us, as well as, I mean, at the same time practicing how to deal with hate speech.
Mm,
So awareness is important to tell that, is it good or not good, to react with the words that are saying to you. If you did that wrong, people say, "Oh, you're wrong," and then you should know that. I mean, you should contemplate on their words. Is it really right, or is it they just want to make me feel sad? So that is awareness. So this is what I think and what I realize about this. And thank you for both of you
mm-hmm,
giving the answers to all of us.
mm-hmm. Yes, it is very important. Thank you very much, Venerable Buddha, for sharing us about awareness. Awareness here. It's much of the time we don't really pay attention that much. So like sometimes it's just like, oh, it's okay. But then actually sometimes we don't really, because of course maybe we are from different background, different country, that even different faith. Sometimes it can cause conflict, without like because we don't understand like ba- everybody background. But in certain community, in a group, sometimes we say like sometimes it seems it's very is not polite. It's not a polite word, but and actually it's okay with talking in the group. But for someone, especially in the um social media, in a bigger society, sometimes. So that's why we have to be very aware of um our own speech. Yeah. So we have to pay attention very very much, because words, how to say, we cannot take it back. Whatever we have said, that is very important. So even um only misunderstanding, so you cannot take your word back. Oh, sometimes it's already hurt the people feeling. So that's why that is too late to take it back. So that's why the one of the very important thing that why we have to very aware of our own word, because when we already like speak, it's we cannot take it back. I think that is very very important. So that cause many, how to say, when the relationship is like collapse, because people don't really aware of like the speed. So that's why there's many often said like think before you speak or something. Think carefully and analyze, and it is useful. It is useful. Is it good? Is it polite or impolite? So I think uh, it's very important. Like, I think all in all, the words about awareness, it's very the key of this point. Yeah.
thank
Okay.
thank you. And I think if our audience have any questions,
Mm-hmm,
you
mm-hmm,
can ask any one of us or every one of us. So if we
mm-hmm.
have ideas or solutions, and then we'll share with
Uh,
you or to you.
uh,
And we have few
yes.
people watching us from different countries,
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
So you can share with us, maybe it could be any maybe situation that we can learn from. you know
Hmm.
so I think we, most of us, we have like a maybe certain experience, that word,
Yes.
how much it hurts, in um in our life. I think once we used to have this kind of maybe experience,
Uh-huh.
of a hate speech, So I think it is good to learn, from like how to say the result, the negativity of like hate speech, and I think much more interesting. How can we um, uh, deal with the hate speech? I think to count to learn how to have a how to say loving speech, and how to say empathy speech. So when we talk about empathy, I think that is very important to with when we come to talk about the speaking. How can we speak with empathy or speak with love? I think that is another interesting that we can share. So as we know that, and actually the quality inside that's come up, it's a very important.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to share with us with the how can we cultivate and aware of more loving speed or uh, sympathetic speech?
Yeah, that is important. We got two questions from our audience. I will read to you, okay? And both of you will go ahead and share their ideas to them. So first is from Larissa Silver. She said, I am in Ottawa. How can I peacefully resist the occupiers? So Somboon, Moderator, both of you.
Occupier. Mhm.
I, to be honest, I don't really understand about that,
Uh-huh.
okay?
Mm, trying to
Oh,
uh,
okay. She said, who are using hate speech?
oh,
Uh,
occupier. Occupier. I am the receipt who are using hate speech.
this is very important, okay? Let me
Hmm.
go first. So
Yes. Yes.
first of all, if you realize that they are saying bad words to you without uh, any sense, I mean that doesn't make sense. Even, I mean, you do nothing wrong to them, but they just do or say that to you. I think that's several reasons. First, they hate you. Second, they have something in mind that they cannot find happiness for themselves, to themselves. And then they just try to say anything or do anything to you in case to make that they feel they are higher than you or better than you. And they'll feel happier. But this is wrong. This is wrong technique to use in case to find your happiness. And this is misunderstanding. And third one, I guess they just say because this is their habits. So for you, if you realize that their words are not that really true or doesn't have any meaningful for you, and then please try personally, okay? Personally, please try to ignore that, but ignore
Hmm.
with wisdom, okay? They're saying wrong words. That is not true. That is not me. And then second one is that try to practice your mindfulness in case to improve your awareness, and then to realize and to tell yourself, um, how do I feel with those words? So if your mind is strong enough, you can consider that those words are just like um, the wind blowing to a wood, but a wood doesn't feel anything. Wind just blows, go away, come and pass away, go away and come, pass away. And then concentration, mindfulness can take your mind into to become like a wood, which is doesn't um, get hurt from any um, materials that is coming to hit you. So
Mm,
Buddha gave us one story about turtle. So turtle has four legs, two arms and two legs, one tail
mm,
and one head. So
mm,
when that turtle was walking in the wood or in the forest, and there was a frog. So frog was hungry, and then walking to a turtle, and then turtle was thinking like, what should I do? Should I run? No, I'm slow. And then should I bite? No, I don't have uh, enough mouth to bite to fight him back. So what should I do? He kept all of his legs and head and tail inside of the shell. So in this case, frog frog cannot bite him, cannot bite his head, cannot bite his legs, cannot bite his tail.
mm,
And this turtle is just like us. We have body, we have six senses, right? From uh, eyes, nose, tongue, uh, and touching and mind. So our mind is like um, okay. So if we hear bad words from anybody, and then our mind goes out and take those words and put into our mind, and saying that, oh, they are saying bad word to me.
mm,
For the practitioners, or people are seeking for the peaceful or real happiness, or in Buddhism we say that enlightenment, they would try not to put their mind into anything from outside, like words, taste, or touching. So from any senses into our mind, and then we'll get what is that? We will get hit by any of those contacts, and then in the other hand, we I, when I talk a lot, I forgot my points. Okay. In the other hand, we should consider that this is not mind, this is not me, and then in Buddhism we call this selflessness. So that is a pretty high level of meditation we could understand, but understanding could not really work without meditation. Okay, and then my suggestion is that you have known that their words are not exactly what you do, and then you realize that they just say that because of they're trying to make you hurt or to feel pain, and then now you know already two, and then three is try to practice your mind. Okay, not to try to train yourself to be like a stone, to be like a ground, to be like that turtle, not to
mm,
get hurt by anybody through any senses. So eyes, nose, ear, tongue, and taste, or smell. So and then everything is complete. You need to train yourself to be strong, like that stone, like that ground,
mm,
which is people press down, people dig in. That ground doesn't hurt anymore because it doesn't have any feeling. It doesn't say that this is him, this is his. So if we can practice ourselves to be like that, so even people are throwing bad words to you every single minute, you will not feel that pain. And then for normal people, if it is possible, try to avoid them, and then try to not to associate with them. This is the easiest one. But you can do that, but not forever. And I think training mind is the most
mm,
important. So thank you
mm.
for that.
So I would like to like maybe
Mhm.
add more a little bit about like what Buddha mentioned. It's very interesting, to imagine like a total and then make your minds like the earth. It's like a heartless. It's like you have no feeling at all. But that is very helpful when we have to deal with just um situation, especially hatred is one of it's very powerful. Hatred. It has its own power, and that's very helpful. I think one of the important thing that we can cultivate patience, like the earth. Whatever people do with the earth, but the earth never blame to anyone. Never react. Whatever you throw, whatever you do with it, is never react. So that is very very high level of actually. But most of it we cannot really like go to that point. But it is very helpful to. This is one of the very important teaching of the Buddha. How can we um, deal with the hatred speech? So I'm not sure what you mean about the receipts here. Receipt here is not about against. It's very important when we react against. What the Buddha said that hatred cannot eradicate by hatred. You know, but the opposite side, that is love and passion. So that's why in order to receive or deal with hatred speech people, I think first of all we have to deal with our feeling, how to get rid, not to react, to get rid of that hatred inside us and cultivate. I think when we often feel our mind full of loving kindness, I think hate speech there's no has the power to take over that feeling. But when it's come, I think um, we have uh, maybe consider as maybe consider of the karma. I think the percent of karma, if we are strongly, how to say, confident on the law of the karma, I think what we have said, that one we are on the owner of our own karma, whatever good or bad, we have we have to respond whatever action, mental interaction, verbal action, nah, or bodily action. So that's why I think uh, the the very important the way I think not to, how to say, react or present or ignore. Yeah. But most of the time people don't really uh, do that. They just like they want to like fight, react, or maybe against. So that kind of feeling I think we have to understand first of all, deal. And the way is like to how to spread more love and kindness. you know. So I think it's not easy to do so. But most of the time by nature.
The,
But
another thing
it's possible. Please,
that
please.
that is mainly about individual and personal
Mm,
spiritual way of living. But for
mm,
the public, I think this is very important that she said peacefully resist. This is very important, and I think we should do that. Actually, we should not
mm,
ignore,
mm, mm,
especially for the large society or public. So basically, you should go to the police office and report them what happens. Or maybe you should create your community. We
mm,
are like stop hate speech or stop bullying. So create your community and to show or to let the bigger community know that what happens in that society. So in this case, people may change their mind, or the governors will come and put a new law not to do that. So in this case, it will benefit more and more people in the future for many generations. But if you don't find that that is useful for yourself or at the moment, and then you better try to train your mind and meditation. And thank you so much for the explanation from our friend David, telling us about what the word occupier is, and many kindness from our audience today. Thank you.
Okay. I also like to add something here. This question. When I saw the question first time, I was feel something fun. Uh, like I am Ottawa. How can I peacefully resist the occupiers? So there is mentioning about two, 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 two people. Okay, so one people is once peacefully and peacefully from the resist, and another one is occupier. So occupier, when I saw the occupier is this word also mentioned different way. Occupy, it could be occupy speak, it could be occupy materials, it could be occupy uh, uh, um, it could be occupy your personality. So they already he also give the word who are using hate speech. So first of all, I already mentioned first time, there is two people, okay, two person. So one person is listener and one person is speaker. So who speak bad word. So um, as an example of like two hands, okay, when you hit two hands together, there is sound coming, okay, like sound coming. So if you don't hit one hand did not hit anywhere, the sound never arises. So I like to mention the sound is the conflict, hate, okay. So the hand is the person, other hand is another person, the hate speaker. So if you remain silent when the speaker speaking hate all the time to you, you don't care about it, you just ignore and don't listen, you just doing your word. Keep your mind in yourself. What is my work? I have to contemplate my work, and do the work is in the community. If you living in the community, do the benefits for them, beneficial for them. If you do bad work, so people you have to live with the communication. If you do something bad, the community in the society, so they cannot stay with you. So in the community, living positive and negative, but when positive and negative, uh, they have differentiated with most of people with the positive side. Okay, most of people the positive side, they never go to the negative side. So if there is some family, one family making a negative, doing a negative, so positive will be the dominator. So if you do negative, so the positive will be going to other side. So this is the technique and logic living with in society, in the community. So if you are the right always have the power. Buddha explained in his speech, if you speak, there is no shame. If you speak, there is no shame. You can speak with confidently. So the confidence is the power. when there is no false speech. So the confident bring you more power. The power it would be people. The power it would be your speech. More community. The power would be other people in the world who listening to you. So this is the power. The power also comes to spiritual if you believe the spirituality. So here is that Bunma also explained to make your ground strong. Prabhu Bunma explained that to make your ground strong. So I explain this like this way is to ignore. So ignore is if you practice every day to ignore them. So you can be ignore next time more and more. If you try to face them, so you will be loose there. You will be loose there because fighting never win. Fighting always lose. Lose, you lose, they lose, everyone lose. So there is no benefits. So if you ignore, that means you save by yourself. You help yourself. Other people, they are practicing. They don't know, they don't understand. You cannot kill them, you cannot beat them. They always speak. This is their practicing. When he speak bad word, that means he's practicing one time. 2 times speak, 2 times practicing. So that is reminding their minds. So if you listeners to practice ignoring one time, that means one time you are practicing, 2 times, 3 times. So when you practicing more and more, that means you're making stronger like your ground, like Prabhu Bunma explained. So this is help you to make you a strong mind, to make you a community to come your side. So this is my explanation. Thank you.
Thank you. And then Somboon, what do you think? We have one more left. What is the differences between Theravada and Mahayana Buddhism? I think both of you are pretty good on that subjects. And we don't hear anything from you, Somboon.
That is a question.
Okay.
There's a question left. Yes, last time actually. So the question, Theravada and Mahayana Buddhism.
Yes.
I think this question it's very interesting. I think we can have more explanation on this topic, and because it's I think it's good to talk about the history of Buddhism on this topic. So basically, a short answer maybe Theravada and Mahayana Buddhism, and actually mainly are uh, both are different school, and actually only have a different emphasis or different focus on the goal of the practicing. But all in all, overall of both school, and actually the teaching and way of practice is pretty same. And actually, in Mahayana Buddhism is more flexible, and people say that it's a progressive school. Progressive school is like applying the teaching with the modern society. But Theravada Buddhism considered as a conservative school, like trying to preserve the original way of monks living, especially following the Vinaya. And that is what people understanding about these two between Theravada and Mahayana Buddhism. And actually, there's many detail on this point about like bodhisattvas and about the goals of the practicing. I think we can discuss more about this topic in another live episodes. But all in all, these are very good question, and I think we can have more discuss on this one. No? Any other comments? Hate speech.
That is
Um,
good. I think that is
Somboon.
good. Thank you.
Please.
Yeah, for Somboon, actually, this topic is very wide topic to explain about uh, difference between Theravada and Mahayana. So it's a funny answer I can give you that Theravada monk cannot eat at night, and Mahayana monk they can eat at night. No, this is just a funny answer. Actually,
Mhm.
the goal of Theravada, I can give you two options. Um, Theravada monks practice is the nirvana. Okay, the highest goal of is the nirvana. Nirvana means uh, to um, to burn all your uh, all your defilements, all your defilements. So all human have defilements. Um, like I say, the first one, the root of loba, dosa, moha. These three things, they when they born, they bring it with their mind. So this come with the mind. So you have to uh, vanish your defilements. After defilements, you will not come again. You will not reborn in the world, in the human world. Okay, so you have to not suffering. When you come human world, it's a suffering world, and Buddha explanation from the Buddha. So in Mahayana, their highest goal is to be a bodhisattva. Uh, the what is the land in Mahayana? They say that the land of um,
Pure
I
land.
for- the pure land. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the process to going level by level in pure land to be bodhisattva. But this is the two differences. So the Theravada will not wants to return in human world, and the Bodhisattva that still in the Pure Land. The Pure Land there is uh, no any suffering, no suffering. They can live in the Pure Land. So I'm not uh, much clear about this land. So I need to learn about more this. So I think this topic um, we could choose from next week. So we need more research to understand the Mahayana. Their the highest goal. So could they can be returned back from the Bodhisattva, or they will live in forever in the Pure Land? Yeah. So this is the two difference.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your question. What is the name? Okay, STC Chong. I think from Singapore.
Mm-hmm. So thank you very much for the
Oh, Malaysia.
question.
Yeah,
For the
he's from Malaysia.
question and comments. No. So I think it is good to talk more about Theravada and Mahayana Buddhism, and actually there's much more detail, like just Venerable Tamatri explained on this point. Maybe another time we I think better to invite one of my friends from Mahayana tradition to join us and have an exchange and discussion on this topic. I think it's going to be more and have more understanding on this point. So thank you very much for today discussion and sharing all the comments and all the question that you have gave and comment on the section comments. So today, I think I would like to take this opportunity to invite everyone to practice a short time meditation together to spread loving kindness, compassion, and that concern with our topic today is about hate speech. And the best way, and actually to fight against the hate speech is not easy. And the important thing is about the efforts that we put on how to reduce and at least cultivating good insight. Or the thing that we have to do is we have to focus in individual. At least we are not going to transfer this kind of hate traits or hate speech to another one continuously. So that's why we have to always keep good efforts not to spread this kind of negative energy that is cultivating love and kindness in us to happen. To cultivate this kind of thing is not to helping ourselves. It's not about only protect ourselves, but we also help to protect others. One, we are not give more power to hatred. That is the way that the Buddha guide that in actually to get rid of anger. You don't have to be angry against with the anger, but to cultivate the love and kindness in you. It's like a darkness and light. So it's like you don't have to yell and maybe fight against the darkness, or maybe yelling at the darkness, go away, I don't want darkness. You just only build because the light or the brightness in you. It's like when you turn on the light, it's like the dark is gone. So it's similar. We don't have to like get rid of it by yelling at it, but to cultivate in us. And so that's why now I think let's join us to keep close the eyes and find a comfortable seat and practice meditation together for a short time. So now just sit comfortably and keep your eyes closed. And you can sit on the floor or in your comfortable seat and relax your whole body. Or the best way to practice loving kind of meditation, So it's good to first start with the good energy by thinking of something, person or people who we feel good of, like a person who we admire, who we respect. This could be the Buddha, or could be a teacher, or could be our parent, or anyone that we respect, anyone who gave us without expectation. So this is about turning the intention of our mind to cultivate a good intention in us. And imagine that this person or these people are standing in front of you and seeing these people as a friend, true friend. Yeah. And these people are true friends and people who will never hurt us. Yeah. Only give a hand. And then cultivating this good intention and widen this feeling into oneself. Yeah. Firstly, we have to spread this energy to ourselves and think of people around us at your area, your family, your friends, and people in the country where you live, and any kind of living beings that live or stay close to you, and sharing that kind of friendliness to those living beings. Okay, now we are going to spread loving kindness together. Just repeat and note in your mind. May all living beings be free from suffering and pain. May all living beings be free from hatred and killing. May all living beings be free from violence and war. May all living beings be happy and secure. May peace and happiness be revealed in ourselves. May peace and happiness be revealed in the world. Okay, thank you everyone for your time and your energy, and thank you very much for joining us for today's discussion. And lastly, I would like to say thank you very much to both Venerable Tamasri and Venerable Bounma to kindly join us to share with us today's discussion. So next time we will come to have live again at 7 Thai time. So thank you very much everyone for all the comments, for the question, and see you next time.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Venerable Dhamma and Somboon, and hope to see you next week.
Thank you, Prabhuma and Prasombon. See you next week.